nothing else, 2020 has seen network automation become even more of a hot topic. But is constantly maximized network efficiency and functionality really everything that it promises to be? I'm Jeremy van Doorn. I'm Senior Director for Networking, Security and Automation at VMware.
Hi, happy Jeremy to join you. I'm Fabio. I'm the Technical Director for the Network and Security business here in VMware.
Grazie Fabio. And together between us, we will answer some of the most searched questions on network automation. So to kick it right off, how does modern networking change the way in which businesses run today compared to the past?
Yes, that's a really interesting question. We get it a lot of times. We need to start from the basic assumptions. IT is more and more part of the business. Even more, IT is the business. So to provision and operate new IT services is critical to the success of any business. Now, traditionally, the enablement of a new service would have been needed days, if not months, with the networking and security being one of the limiting factors. The modern networking, through the extended use of automation and APIs, offers the real possibility to develop services on the fly, to switch on and switch off services without any constraints. Let me ask you now, why is our network automation such a hot topic just now in 2020?
I think 2020 is such a special year, right? Nobody could have predicted what was thrown at us at the start of the year with COVID coming in, the majority of people working from home all of a sudden. And that means networks had to adapt, right? There's much more valuable data at home and outside of the data center, meaning there is lots of change. We've also seen companies failing and going bankrupt or even downsizing, right? Which means the network had to adapt to that as well. While other companies were flourishing and saw their demand for their services explode. So, the network had to adapt and maybe even extend to the cloud, for example, to cope with all the demand. So network automation allows all of that flexibility. And as we find a cure and we now have a vaccine that's coming out, we will see big changes again in demand that companies see for their services. So network automation allows you to jump into any market situation and really take benefit of it. So, looking at most companies, they obviously still have traditional networks. And Fabio, can you explain a little bit as to why traditional networks are so labor intensive?
Yeah, the concept of implementation of networking and labor intensive, that should not be that far. At the end of the day, the network automation is the way to connect the network to the business and vice versa. The legacy networking, based on hardware or based on manual configurations, it's too much a limit. Hardware means rigidity and critical lack of flexibility, while manual configuration means slow time to market, long procedures, many steps into processes, probability of failures. Now, software is the key. Automation is the key, programmability is the key, so no bottlenecks, fast reaction to changes, and minimal user intervention. And let me ask you, these days there is artificial intelligence as the key word of any discussion. Now, will artificial intelligence simply do away with the IT departments?
Yeah, it's a great question, Fabio, and I hear it a lot. And I think it plays to this intrinsic fear of when we automate everything, will we still be relevant, right? Will we still have a job? And I think really what automation and AI allows you to do is, as a network admin and a network operator, it allows you to go back to the reason why you joined that team in the first place. It allows you to think more strategically because you don't have to put out so many fires that pop up because of escalations and whatever. It allows you to really think about where do we want to take the network and how do we need to support our business for future growth or for impending changes that could happen because of a COVID situation, for example. So I think really what AI and automation allows you to do is to increase the productivity of network management, allowing them to really focus on strategic value for the business. So I also hear a lot about self-healing networks. Fabio, can you explain a little bit as to how self-healing is possible?
Oh yes, the self-healing. Let's start with some basic point. There are tasks where automation and programmability, in one word, software, can do the role better and more efficiently. And productivity and efficiency are the key objectives of any business. Now, if we have the possibility to do efficient network monitoring, efficient network management, performance monitoring and fault protections, This offers the possibility for ITs to focus on what is really important and relevant for the business. The value is, again, in the software. Now, the self-healing, let's imagine in case of attack or in case of anomalies, once the network can react immediately, can implement the countermeasures in real time, can be flexible enough to produce remediation actions, to do threat analysis, to do automatic recovery.
Grazie, Fabio. I think that wraps it about up for today. If you're interested in more answers to questions, please check out our YouTube channel because there's many more VMware experts answering your questions. And make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss any of the future content. Thank you.
Thank you.